Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd show you another update on this Star Trek ship, and yeah, it's coming along pretty good. I got some more stuff done again. I only did one body mod this update, and it had to do with a comment, and it made me think about it a little bit. Is basically if you're say you just conquered a POI or something, and you're out with your jetpack, looting it and doing that kind of stuff, and then you suddenly get attacked. How quickly can you get back into this ship and take control of it, and take action and do whatever you got to do? And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, well, I've got a few different ways in the ship. Obviously through the hangar, and there is a little cockpit thing down over here now in this room, but that's a stretch. I mean, if you're out there, you got to get all the way in and get all the way to that room. I thought it was going to take a little bit of time. So there's another way in over here, and it's hard to see. It kind of blends in here a lot. Let me get the light on, but there's a little door here. This is a bit convoluted though, because you can go in through this entrance, and then that'll kick you to the main elevator in which you could get to the secure bridge, but you still got to go down through here and down around and things like that. And I probably ought to get this out of sensor too. So that's one way in. But I decided, for quickness factor, I wanted to just add in a new way in, and that's where this new door comes from. There's a blast door behind it, but if you're out looting something, you want to get back in the ship. If you position the ship so the back of the saucer is near where you'd want to get back in quickly, that would be a good thing. So then you could just hop through here, go straight forward, and bam, you're ready to fly the ship. So very quick path this way, going in this direction. So that's the only body mod that was done. Now I'm gonna get out of God mode and go take a walk on foot here. So to start with on updates, made a new sign, or LCD I should say. So we have a Sickbay, and the name came from a suggestion, and then I double checked it and looked it up too, and this is how it's said in Star Trek. So it's Sickbay, and I spelled it without a space, just like it would be according to what I found on Google about it. So there you go, Sickbay. And I did show this last time, but I essentially gutted the entire room and changed it and made a better Sickbay, I guess you could say. So it's a little bit similar. It's still kind of grayish. I would like to try to figure out a way to get some color into here, a little bit more color. But my previous Sickbay was smaller, and everything was kind of wedged together closer, but it didn't have any beds in it, and that didn't make any sense. So the new version of the Sickbay now has some beds in here. I just felt it was a little bit more appropriate. You do, of course, have all your legit stuff here. So all these two pieces, you got your O2, your med bay, and a shower over here too. So it still has all that kind of fun stuff in it. And the one new LCD over here, going this way now, I got this pretty much finished off now. So this is the I guess the mess hall. It's kind of small. It's like a little cafeteria, I guess. Not like a giant place, but it has some seats and a place to get some food, I guess, and stuff like that. And I kind of this room is just sort of a way into the other side of the secure bridge. And then engineering, I revamped this from the texturing video I did on it a couple days ago. So I changed some coloring and things around, added a light, modified the lights, darkened up some things that were kind of in the back. I had the ceiling above the warp core over here painted orange, and so I painted it darker. Just little tweaks and modifications. Didn't really do like much, if any, block work. Just painting things a little bit differently and lighting it up a little bit differently. But I do think it looks a lot better than it did. Might not be final though. I might try to get something more in here yet. But I'm fairly happy with it. And I did actually plop in the gravity generator now too. So yeah, engineering. One interesting thing too, if you look at the if you take like a rectangle form of engineering, it actually goes a couple blocks over here, and this is the way out, one way out of the secure bridge. And I had a light over here. I actually removed it because it gets into the same light zone as engineering, and the bleed through actually lights up this space. Not quite the same as I had it before, but it was an excuse to get rid of a couple lights that really were kind of unnecessary to be there. Oh, and it looks like I got a texturing thing. I've been working on rooms nearby here. Got to fix that little texture liney thing there. But yeah, so there's this area. Let's see. Let's go this way a second. Well, no, actually, before I get to there, here is now it's really plain Jane right now. Here is the start of the holodeck. Yeah, I know it doesn't look like much from here, but this part's gonna be a little trippy here. So, yeah, we come into here, and you can kind of see what this looks like. So there's like your way into the real world, and here we're going to be in a simulation. Now there's going to be an LCD down around here talking about like start simulation kind of thing floating in the air. And what you're actually looking at on the walls here are essentially opaque LCDs covering the floor, ceiling, and 3 of the walls, all but the back wall. So basically you come in here, and this particular deco part works as a switch. So I can hit this, and boom, it removes that, turns on all the lights, and this is technically, you're now in a holodeck, walking around a weird alien or foreign spa place. I don't know exactly. You see, I had a totally different idea of how I wanted to do the interior in here, and it was going to be more of a vintage. Actually, I kind of wanted to go with like some kind of fancy looking tavern that actually looks like it's kind of like in a castle or something like that, kind of a dungeony, woody, stony kind of castle thing. And then I realized that I couldn't use any of the textures I wanted to use because it's a CV and I can't put in concrete blocks or wood blocks, and therefore I couldn't use any of the textures I was experimenting around with in like that past like Diablo thing and stuff like that. I was messing with. So I changed the look entirely, tried to come up with something new. It's a work in progress. I don't have everything worked out and stuff like that, but I'm just trying to like do weird things here, and did that whole LCD thing with the pool, similar to that of what Pear did, and then Crazy Z recently as well. But I decided, since it's supposed to be alien, I didn't go with like regular pool color water. So anyway, the whole concept though is, yeah, basically there's some LCDs. You see 2 of them, and I got 3 other LCDs tucked behind a wall over there. And then when you hit that, it just totally blocks out this view, and you're like in a weird place. So it was just kind of a experimentation, trying to figure out how to make this all work, and it's not too complicated really. Just opaque LCDs basically, and I had to go with the super bright white on the LCDs. Otherwise, even if I had it set to a grayer tone, then you could kind of see through it a little bit, which kind of destroys the entire illusion I was trying to make. Now, I haven't added any graphics to these LCDs at all, and I kind of plan on making like some barriers and like maybe some tile formation or something like that, so it doesn't look just pure white like it is right now. But yeah, that's how that works. So that's kind of just having some fun there. Let's go, let's head this way. So on these, start of some of these crew rooms here, now I don't have furniture in here, and some things are a little bit off right now, but basically this is set up to hold 4 large solar panels in this particular room space, and so I'm working around all that as I go. Let me just demonstrate that a second here. I think I was using this solar panel. Let me try to rotate it somehow. There we go. So you can put one there, and get out of the way, one here and one here. So that's how this room's set up. It's kind of square, and I know I said I was going to do some angled walls, and I'm starting that right after this room, but the saucer center is essentially about here. So yeah, I guess there's a straight wall that goes right there, but the next room I purposely curved the wall a little bit, or angled the wall so it looks like it kind of comes out a little bit from the saucer. I did that on purpose. It's kind of a waste of room, but yeah, there's not too much going on. And I didn't furnish all these rooms right now, but this one again is set up the same way as the last room. It's set up to put in a large solar panel in it that'll fit. So that would be 5 solar panels. Essentially, I wanted to get 22 to 24 solar panels in around all the rooms around the lower part of the saucer. And I was kind of working on texturing in the hallway area here too. This is a tight area. It's hard to light, it's hard to texture. And I was playing with this texture. I kind of like the texture lights on it and a little bit more detail that it has on the walls. Problem is, another discovery I made is mirrored to the other side of, if we follow this all the way around, these flip on the other side on the same blocks, and there's nothing I can do about it. So the texture lights would be on the floor instead of the ceiling, and I can't fix that because of how things texture, and there's like only one block. I can't rotate it a different direction to fix that. So I can't use this texture, so I'll have to try and keep on finding some way to texture this hallway and try to give it a little bit of detail. Now, one other thing too, and this will be probably Monday. I want to start this, and I'll do a video on it. Is I got to start working on the LCD work for this big screen over here. And a convenient thing that I kind of planned out here is obviously there's this hallway that goes right down below there, but there's kind of a fake wall, and I've got this area over here which I can plunk in. Oh, that block shouldn't be like that. Note to self, fixed block. So I can put in at least 5 LCDs hidden away right below where the screen is. So that'll be helpful on positioning and getting some LCDs. One of the first LCDs I wanted to do is actually create a frame that matches the block shape of this screen, and try to make a neat looking kind of frame, and then maybe add a couple more things into the frame. But then there's at least 5 LCD positions hidden over there. I'm sure I could probably add in a couple more if I looked around hard enough, if I need more. And some of that stuff might be for switchable stuff. So you might have something over here that says something about your weapons being on or off, or typical stuff like that. So I'll try to work that out. I only did like one really fairly elaborate LCD setup like that before on the MCRN Tachi. Had kind of a bigger, more elaborate LCD setup. But I kind of plan on doing it for this ship too, so there is that. So here, let me get out of here a minute, and now we're on the second deck. What did I change here? Oh, I got to get to the other side of this. So let me walk around this hallway. So this hallway over here is now done too. Just has a little like alcove over on the side over here with a couple tables and like a little kitchen kind of thing. Yeah, I know the ship does not have a lot of farm bays in it. 18 is pretty weak for the size ship that it is. All I can say is to the modders, you can get more farms in this area. It does have the 3 blocks, or actually probably about 4 block height area that you can mess with. But you would have to rip out this whole bridge section to put in farms. And that's really the only other spot on the ship I could put in farm plots, at least if they didn't protrude through the hull, which I didn't want to do. So there is that. Now, areas that are left, let me get back down to the hallway here. I'll just fly through the wall. So those 2 rooms that I did do are back over here, and this whole area coming around the front, and there's quite a bit of room left here, is what needs to be done yet. And I think that is the last of the interior space that is unfinished, is just right here. So yeah, I'll be working on that. Some of these rooms are, like I said, it's going to be asymmetrical as well. So I'm starting kind of with one side and working my way around. But I don't want everything a crew room either. I think that's just a bit too much. And honestly, they're not very fun to build. It's very it gets a little tiring. Even after I did 2 rooms, and I'm like, oh, I'm tired of building these little crew rooms. And you don't have much blocks to work with. You can't get too elaborate with this stuff. But some other, I'm going to try to get some other rooms in here. I think actually there's going to be like some kind of laboratory, which is very fitting for a Star Trek kind of ship. And then also something else I noticed when I was looking at that NX1 video about the interior, had other things like water tanks and things like that too. So I might try to like mess around with trying to make like some kind of water tank kind of thing in here too. But the whole thing is I'm trying to get all these areas to dual purpose as fitting solar panels, which is a little bit, it does kind of mess up your interior design plans, trying to fit like big solar panels in the same area. But I think overall it'll be worthwhile. It'll be a nice option to have on the ship. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with things. A bunch of LCDs need to be made. I got to make LCDs yet for the typical stuff that I do, like the storage boxes, and then I need a lot of signs, saying like bridge or whatever room you're going to. It would be very, very difficult on this ship for me to put LCDs like above the elevator doors and stuff like that, but I'll think about it, some kind of directory assistance, something or other. But at least I've got the inside LCDs on this ship, which is helpful, I think. Actually, I like that better than looking at a sign before you get in the elevator. At least you get in the elevator, you know exactly what you're going, where you're going. Well, or you can see where you're going at least. So, yeah, I definitely like that idea better. So that's pretty much where I'm at with everything, and it's definitely coming along pretty good. Need some more tweaks, a bunch of LCDs and room work, some more rooms in here. Granted, like all these rooms that I'm putting in now, none of these rooms are part holding rooms. They're just fluff. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention one other thing, too. Let me get back down to this floor. Let's go through the holodecky thing. And over here, too, I did put in a core room. So here is like your main core room. One of them. I'm going to have another as well in the ship. I think I already got an area scoped out. It'll be kind of down in the neck section. So it's going to have a couple alternative places to put the core. It'll probably come a stock here, and it's up in the air because I'm trying to keep it further away from the outer hull. It's not perfect, but these are all like Xeno blocks and stuff kind of around it. Just trying to keep it a little bit safer, but I don't particularly like this location 100% on because of where it's at, but you know, it's more of a shield-based ship, and there's a lot of room, you know, in the well, I wouldn't say a lot of room, but there's room in the neck where I could put another core location, so I'll probably do that as well. So yeah, other than that, it's feeling better and better all the time. Just getting more of this little stuff done in here. Numbers wise, it's well, I've got everything in here right now, except it's still running 30 minigun turrets. I don't know, it's probably as placeholders. I probably ought to put in some better turrets for sure. That ain't gonna do much there, but you can kind of look at the build time. I imagine total build time should be a little bit under 30 hours if numbers keep on going the same. Again, I'm not putting any big expensive parts in here anymore. They're all, and you can kind of look at the final thrust speeds and things like that. That actually translates to, you can do max speed strafing, max speed forward, and then it's going to go down to, God, that's a good question. What will it do in backwards right now? I keep on going all the wrong ways here. Let me take the right way up to the main bridge. Now, obviously, I'd probably be flying the ship most of the time, probably from the secure bridge, unless I wanted to get to that first-person view up here. But let me just see what we're doing. You know, so forward, easily 100. Strafing, going straight strafing, easily 100. You got about this much roll, and your turning speed is about like this, so not too bad. It doesn't feel, it feels pretty agile. I mean, overall for a large CV, it doesn't feel too slow at all. I think I could attack things pretty decently from here. And then you've got that nice strafing action too, which, you know, depending on the fight, you might be able to, if you keep on full strafing or maneuvering around what you're attacking, you might be able to not get hit with a lot of things. So that hopefully will be helpful. As in CPU, yeah, well, even with the minigun turrets, it's a little over 4.5 million CPU with everything in it. At least not upgraded. I'm not talking like the endgame super shield or warp drive. So you probably need more CPU for that, but it does give you quite a bit of room to add in CPU blocks and things like that. So yeah, I think it should work, and yeah, hopefully get kind of fun. It's getting closer though. I do need obviously next week yet to work on it, especially those LCDs, which there can be some time-consuming things, and a few more rooms to build out, and probably some little tweaks here and there in places. I still got to figure out what I'm doing with my hallway and texturing. I didn't really texture this side because I'm just trying to figure out a standard on how I'm doing it. In some places there's weird Xeno blocks and stuff in place too. and even where these doors are too. I haven't once I build the room, I'll figure out where the door for that room's going to go. But these front rooms over here certainly have a lot more space. But they're also going to be responsible for holding solar panels too. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, just wanted to show you that. Now, if you got any other ideas for the ship, I do have some leftover space over here. I'll probably, there's going to be a couple more crew kind of cabin rooms in here, but I can have other things, and I think that diversity would be better than just solid crew rooms everywhere. Especially like that first crew room I put in down the hallway out this way. It's kind of a more of a for several crew members. It's not just a individual room. This is kind of more of a, I don't know, recruit barracks or something like that. You know what I mean? It's lockers and if I put stuff in here, it'll probably have like a bunch of beds, maybe a little barrier, a little living place. It's already got kind of a little kitchen thing there. The only thing with placing these solar panels the way they are is I can't even put doors in front of the shower or the toilet over there because of how these solar panels are fitting. But yeah. So anyway, that's all I've got for today. I also want you anyone to think about names for the ship. I've got a couple names I was thinking about and I want to start on the LCD that kind of goes puts a lettering across the front here, but I don't want to do that until I have a name. Names I was thinking of, and I don't know if they're used by Star Trek ships in any of the books or movies or shows or anything like that. But one name was every one of these would have a prefix on them, so it would be like USS. And I was thinking Vigilance is a possibility, but to me, I bet you there's some other ship named that already in the Star Trek verse, I guess you could say. So there's Vigilant. I was thinking of Triton as a possible name. But I'm kind of coming up. I'm not a little blank on the old name thing there. So if anybody's got any good ideas of a good sounding Star Trek name ship, can be, I suppose, a lot of things, but just something that sounds good. And obviously, this is in the combat role, but I didn't want to have like something like, really combat-y sounding, like your Vengeance or something like that. I think that's a little bold. I think that would be uncharacteristic of maybe, I don't know, of the Star Trek lure on what they name their ships. But I'm not 100% on that. But anyway, well, yeah. There it is, and that's I guess that's it for the video. And let me know what you think and any suggestions I can do. Obviously, I love the comments; they've been really helping building this. And like the last one too, of thinking about how you're gonna get in the ship really fast when you're out looting and stuff like that. And it made me think about it. I'm like, yeah, it is a little bit slower to get in there. I wanted to fix that up, and originally I was gonna have a way right at the top of the elevator, but then I realized that I have a retractable turret right there that I kind of wanted to keep there. It's a decent location that can shoot like back over this area. So I had to change the door and put it in over here. And obviously the secure bridge is like a deck down from the top too, and then it's kind of like embedded in the back of the neck, and it's surrounded by Xeno or hardened steel blocks in the area. So all right. Well, anyway, y'all have yourself a great day, and I'll probably be back Monday with a build video on LCDs if anybody's interested in that. All right. See you later.